Jake Donovan shows old media how they are supposed to conduct themselves. Let's talk about it.
Push the weight in no flex. Flex alive is more than the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walking, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Jake Donovan. I mean, at one point, I may have been so upset with old media as it pertains to the sport of boxing. And I dragged a lot of names. You know, Kevin Iole, Mike Coppinger, Rick Glasser. I may or may not have said Jake's name in the past. I don't recall, because at one point I was so angry I was on a rampage. And if I did, I wholeheartedly apologize to Mr. Jake Donovan. I don't recall. I don't think I did. But I don't recall. But I don't think I did. And if I did, I apologize. Because man, listen. Jake Donovan was interviewed by the family, my brother, Southern T Boxing. His link will be in the description. Everyone go subscribe to Southern T Boxing. Jake Donovan sat down and spoke with Southern T Boxing, and did he drop some gems, and I was thoroughly blown away. I was impressed. Jake Donovan is a solid man. Solid. I heard that interview and he dropped some gems, and I said, whoa. Integrity does exist. It's just that there's so much nonsense. It gets covered like a survivor under a collapsed building. Thank you, Jake Donovan. What I'm about to play for you is maybe about a 7 or 8 minute clip. I pieced it together. But again, go subscribe to my brother Southern T Boxing. The full interview is on his channel. The video's up. I'm going to play this for you. And I was able to grab some key points in reference to, guess who? Tyson Fury. He gave his assessment, and I'm saying it's open and honest, not because I agree with every word, but it's funny. He's gonna say the exact same things that we say, but now that it's coming from him, I wonder what y'all gonna say. Huh? I wonder. Mike, I'm calling him Mike. You know who I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Mike Coppinger. Bad for business. Jake, you're a solid dude, man. You're a solid dude. And I appreciate you. And I look to have you on my platform so we can chop it up. I respect you, dude. So here it is. Jake Donovan on Southern T Boxing's channel. Y'all go and subscribe to him. Y'all go look at the full interview. I'm going to play this for y'all, and y'all enjoy.
But yeah, I think everyone was just in such a frenzy to kind of get on top of the story. You know, it's like Mike Coppinger, he was the first one to report that, you know, there was the COVID outbreak in his camp. But then that was like the first question. It's like, okay, well, if there's a COVID outbreak and he didn't test positive, why can't he still fight? Why would there be a postponement? It's like, you never heard of a postponement just because, you know, you're not with the trainer. Then we heard, you know, Sugar Hill didn't test positive. It's like, all right, well, his head trainer didn't test positive. So why are we still not moving? Then it finally came out that he did test positive. When I heard he tested positive, I said, all right, well, I'm not going to contact the Fury side. I mean, I heard their version. Let me go to the other side. I'm not going to out who I spoke to, you know, on the BBC side or whatever. I know there's some people like in Wilder's camp, you know, my understanding is they are still skeptical, and I get it because, you know, you mentioned it Fury's been stringing him along for like so long. I mean, going back to when they were supposed to have the rematch in May 2019. Then he went, pulled that deal with ESPN and delayed it for almost a year. So, then the whole mess with Anthony Joshua, Fury has done. I mean, going back to the rematch with Vladimir Klitschko that never happened. It's like he's made a career out of ruining fighters' lives. So I get why people would think that he was faking it. So then I went to the other side, and I'm thinking, all right, so if PBC would believe that Fury doesn't have COVID, why wouldn't they look into it? It's like, why would they have their lawyers on the case? So once I heard from like everyone involved that they confirmed, I mean, I couldn't see the test for myself, but they all confirmed that he had COVID. So that's when I decided to report. Then they started mentioning names. I don't know where it came that, Joseph Parker tested positive. I never heard that. I never reported it. The name I heard was that Isaac Lowe allegedly was the one who came in and, he had COVID, and he's the one who infected everyone. But I didn't even mention his name in my report. I just, I reported that Fury did test positive along with, I believe, 7 other members of his camp. It could be more. But I think, people just, writers, they get a hold of sources. They want to believe, what they're telling them. It's like, you have to report, you have to investigate. So that's the problem. Like we heard that, they got hit with the Delta variant and that rampant through the camp. It's like, there's some stuff you just have to look into. You can't go, running wild with stuff like that, especially like, with health stuff like this HIPAA laws. Like you can't just accuse people of, testing positive without proof. So it become really unfortunate. It's like everyone just wanted to be ahead. Everyone wanted to be the first. They wanted to be the source of the story. It's like, you got to find out the facts. So, I didn't get around to reporting everything on it because there was just some stuff I couldn't look into. So that was, the whole mess with last week. But as far like then going into this week, I mean, I'm with you, man. Everyone saw the pictures. They saw him, in the car dealership. Like, this dude's supposed to be in isolation, and now he's out here, maskless, looking at, exotic cars or whatever. Then he's in the casino. I didn't even believe the casino pics because I looked at the first shot. I'm like, that looks like a cardboard cutout. That can't be Tyson Fury. But then it was confirmed that it was him. So it was like, the problem I'm having too so I did see proof that he tested negative. So I was shown proof of that. So that's the only reason why I believe it. But the math still doesn't make sense to me. It's like, even if he tested positive, I think it was Tuesday, that's not even 10 days out from when he supposedly tested. I'm sorry, he didn't test negative, 10 days out from when he tested positive. So it's like, why is he getting, the exception? I get that, superstars, maybe they get, luxuries that we don't, but it's, this is science. He's supposed to be isolated. He clearly didn't follow protocol. That's, I'm a big math guy. Math is the one good subject. I'm always at. The numbers don't lie. And, we're missing that 10-day period where, we tested positive and then, fully recovered. So just, just to walk around maskless and not vaccinated, that's just, it's, even if it's legal, it's still shitty. So, and I don't know anybody that is defending him. That's, the most positive thing I can say for everyone involved.
Shout out, man.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm gonna say my prediction for last.
I understand.
Fury definitely should not come in at 300 pounds like he claims it, which we know is bullshit. He's not gonna come in that heavy. I think Fury should come in a little bit lighter than he did in in the rematch. He still, he's gonna outweigh Deontay by a significant advantage. He's still the faster fighter. Deontay is obviously the bigger puncher. I like the changes that he's made already. So he's tightened up his team. He's going to have more faith, in his team. I know he believes in what, Malik Scott is teaching him. Malik seems to be a great fit for him. He can handle the media. I know Deontay doesn't want to talk to people. Can I answer that question?
Yeah, that's why I put it.
That has come up a lot. That's why I was saying my prediction for last. I'm not going to bother predicting on the fight because I don't know if it's going to happen. I honestly don't know. You can't have any faith that it's going to happen. So yes, I can see another situation where we get a repeat of what Fury did with, the Vladimir Klitschko rematch. He tested positive for coke. He wound up, he had the backdated 2-year ban. All of a sudden he retired. He had all these mental health issues. Everyone forgot about all the bad shit that he did. Then he came back. He had, he came back with some whatever crazy alibi that he had. He ate uncastrated boar meat. That led to the drug test. And, I think, you're asking about the media and being biased towards him. He is a good quote. Tyson Fury could talk forever. People could write about it. So it's, you laugh at half the stuff he says. And all of a sudden, like all the shit that he does, it just seems to be forgiven. So I guess that's the connection with Fury. I never cared for it, And, I enjoy talking to him when he does talk, but it's like, You know, there's a lot of people in the industry. It's like, you got to, you know, how much of it can you believe and how much of it is BS? So that's, you know, that's our job to sift through it. But yeah, no, I'm with Isaiah. I don't know if Fury's going to see this fight all the way through. That seems to be the theory, that he just keeps looking for a way out of it. You know, he was supposed to get that fight with Anthony Joshua. You know, they made up the story that you know, that Deontay was asking for step-aside money. The father's like, oh, he wanted $20 million. I'm like, Deontay never asked for a dime. You know, if it was about step-aside money, he would have gone to arbitration for that. He wanted the third fight. That's always been his goal. He wants to avenge the only loss of his career. $20 million isn't going to erase that one loss on his resume. So, yeah. So Drew Titan, I appreciate that, man. Thanks, Drew. Well, see, the one thing I do like, though, is like, because, you know, people are questioning Fury now, and he should be, you know, questioned, because he really got let off the hook when he tested positive way back when. You know, if the drug testing, you know, system was better in England, he never would have got to Vladimir Klitschko. He would have got caught, you know, in the Christian Hammer fight before he got to Klitschko, and he never would have had that opportunity to fight for the championship. So, and he was never made to, you know, to pay for it. I mean, yeah, he got the backdated suspension, but, you know, like I said, he made the whole crazy story with the, you know, having, you know, uncastrated boar meat and all that. I know I'm repeating myself here, but it has to be said, because no one's ever held him accountable for his actions. Every time he does something stupid, he just says something crazy. People write it, they laugh it off. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say white privilege, but it's really teetering pretty close to that. I mean, think about it. Think about it. I mean, up until maybe a couple, you know, we saw Fury roaming around maskless. Deontay Wilder caught more hell for wearing headphones at a press conference than Fury did for, you know, his irresponsible actions in, you know, in getting this fight postponed.
I mean, what? Jake Donovan is not LDBC. I don't know if he's ever had a conversation with Boxing Ego in his life. I've never spoken to the man. Why is it that he's saying the exact same things that we say? Did he say something about white privilege? Oh. Hey, man. Go harass him on Twitter. Go run up on him on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Go tell him he's delusional. Go ahead. I bet you won't. He asks the same questions that we ask. I bet you won't harass him like you harass us. Y'all know why. More!